What's up, everybody? It is the razzle dazzle in this So today I'm gonna make some exclusive content. I was supposed to come out with this maybe about a week and a half ago, about some of this game's injustices and some of the recent things that have happened that I've been witnessing. I allowed a lot of media to basically get all that stuff covered with global conquest and stuff like that. And, I just wanted to cover a lot of things, just certain things that I felt, I think was a lot of BS. I'm going to go ahead and first write off a disclaimer here that I don't endorse any of these. I'm not biased to any of these nations. I'm actually the guy in the middle. In fact, there was a time when me and Nation 524, which is actually Nation 621, used to have our differences, but it was never personal. It's a game. You must always have fun. You should never go personal on a video game, no matter how much people make you mad. But we've had some good times. They made a hilarious point about me. In the past, it was pretty hilarious. I think it was hilarious because this is actually with real actors and stuff like that, and I found it funny. It was great content. I don't take anything that people do personally. It's not until you try to attack people's family that I don't like and things like that. But for the most part, this was pretty dang funny. I can show a little bit of the clip right now. And it's just hilarious because you can actually download this and see the whole thing. But not going through too much of this. Just want to cover some of the injustices that I've seen in my time in this game. As you guys know, time is a very precious, limited, and most importantly, a non-renewable resource. This is what I've noticed about this nation, which is now Killer's Gotta Kill. It's a Great Ones nation. This nation is extremely, really, really brutal and formidable. Like, I've seen their teams, and it's just crazy how stacked it is. It is a good, devoted nation that I feel could be another big dog. They could be the next 52 or 30 when they were in their prime, things like that. But something happened to them, a while ago where basically it was just pretty damn sad. They devoted their entire few months to one event, which is Global Conquest, as you all know, and they lost. They lost for probably the most unfair and unrealistic and sad reasons, and I'm going to tell you why. In this game, we all have our beefs. In Global Conquest, there is some conspiracies that happen when people start agreeing with other nations and things like that to work, to assist a specific nation to get to finals. You know what I'm saying? And in that, we have to understand that. When you're doing things like that, you have to understand that there's risk involved with trying to go to finals and trying to win, But the number one thing that you need is unity and patience and cooperation in your nation. This nation decided they were going to go ahead and become an actual, true global conquest nation. Now, I don't care what anybody says, but I'm never wrong. Okay, when I say something, I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. I've yet to be wrong. And I was almost wrong just recently. This is the closest nation that was ever close to proving me wrong. It was the closest. And my heart goes out to them because it was extremely sad. Like, I went ahead and looked at this entire situation, and I can't help but to sit here and just be like, cry outrage on some of the things. Now, I could have came out with this video sooner, guys. I really could have. But I wanted all the GC and all the talks and everything like that to go down because I really wanted you guys to focus on this video and see the actual amount of, horrible things that happened during this event. Now, as you know, I said that the nation 555, which was the Monkey King's nation, was a super mega ultra nation. Okay, that nation was a nation that I claim deemed the strongest nation in all of AOZ. Now, that's not to say that you can't beat them in, like, events like Void and Frenzy and things like that whenever you fight them collectively. But when you let's be honest, when you sit here and you look at how stacked their nation is, you start realizing how real grim, combat against locked nations, aka Chinese nations, are. That is because ultimately these nations are about like 17, 18 nations like merged together. And when you see what you're up against, it really, really, really makes you feel like, this isn't worth the shit. Kayla's got a kill in that nation, 621. Did you see? I showed you guys the Titans a little bit. But let me show you this shit. Like these guys have 3 maxed out castles, almost 4 maxed out castles, basically 5. I mean, it's got like everybody has like damn near maxed out Titans. This nation is just a super ultra nation, and it's because it's a locked nation that conspires of so many Chinese nations together. Now, what makes this very controversial is the fact that when you face nations like this, it is unbelievable and it is almost impossible to stop them without help. Now, we all know that whenever you face locked nations, the number one rule, guys, the number one rule, no matter if you hate another nation or not, the number one rule is to always focus on taking these guys out from finals, because when these guys go to finals, it's just unfair. I mean, the entire thing is unfair. Camel's merger and just to see the things that they do for these kind of nations, basically, it just creates an unfair advantage. This nation is so strong. It's stronger than 52. It's stronger than Nation 30. It's stronger than 219. It's stronger than all those nations. It's just ridiculous. Now, with that being said, they do leak points, but when you're fighting a nation such as this on global conquest, the probability of winning is next to zero. I mean, I even said it on Woody's podcast. I'm like, listen, you can't beat this nation. This nation's impossible to beat. Even when Ronaldo's nation, this nation is so strong that even when Ronaldo's nation 693 actually merges, they're still not going to be as strong and as heavy as this nation is. And it's just because of how strong. And I mean, it's just ridiculous, dude. And if you look, right, at how strong this nation is, man, look at this. It's insane how many C40s they have. They have 14 C40s and 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, dude, everybody's almost like you got like another 10 C39s ready to go to C40, So in other words, this nation's a mega ultra super duper nation, Now, why does that matter, Raz, and why are you talking about it? Well, because 621 decided they were going to go ahead and they were going to try to go for global conquest finals. They were doing it on their own. They heard a lot of talk that this nation was unbeatable. They heard a lot of talk that this nation was it was just unstoppable. And a lot of it came from me. I told a lot of you guys this nation's is number one. All the other vets, even Woody, my boy Woody, everybody, every motherfucker told me that you can't beat this nation. It's impossible to beat. Like I told them, no, I told them that you couldn't beat this nation. They told me you could. I told them you can't. So Killer's got a kill, and 621 decided we're gonna try it. We're gonna go for it. They did this for months. Okay, there was this when they merged. They decided listen to this actual sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen. It is significant to understand this sacrifice, okay? And this isn't to create more outrage of what happened, but I really want you guys to thoroughly understand what happened to this nation, because it is very important you guys understand the depth of how bad these guys got fucked, okay? So 621 decided they were going to go ahead and they were gonna try. So they began saving and buying heals and saving and buying heals for months from the moment they merged. They told their guys, they were like, listen, guys, um, you know, we're gonna go for this. We're gonna try to do some of the things that we can to try to beat this nation and win finals. The amount of commitment that this nation showed is I've never seen it in all the years that I've played Age of Z, and you guys know I've played this game for so many years. Now, that isn't to say that I haven't done some unbelievable things in my time in this game. Okay, I've showed you guys some impossible stuff that I've accomplished, some things that people just couldn't do. I've slain gods. I've gone toe to toe with impossible odds and won at times. And sometimes I would lose, but it would be so much closer than what it was. And these guys, KGK, just took it to another level that it would just move you. It would make you proud to be an American. Okay, it would make you proud to be a European. It's like Ukraine facing Russia. Okay, and you know how big Russia is, and you know how big Ukraine is. It is the idea that these guys ultimately really tried to actually go against all odds to beat this crazy nation, and they skipped events, guys. Listen to me. They skipped events. Events that give you merit. They stopped trying on it. They stopped doing any of those things on it. And you just sit here and wonder, what is it all for? It is for that one goal to go to the GC finals and win it all, knocking out 555 from beginning to end. Okay, so you're climbing an entire impossible mountain with your own bare hands and feet, this with no equipment, despite what everybody's saying. Okay, so moving along, it starts off with basically 621 going through the ranking system into to getting to semifinals. Okay, they work with other nations like 619 Fury's nation. 621 already talking to 567, which is Bodizi and Jessa Tips nation, right? To if they wanted to go for finals, what do they want to do? And Bodizi's nation said, look, we're not going to help nobody because we're not going to make it, because they were already in a civil war nation. Okay, their nation was already torn up because of Bodizi's jealousy of WTF and Kratos and the activity that he had in his clan. So they were just trying to kill off Kratos and completely just try to force him to bend to their will and their desires. And that's a separate situation. But so they were already approached by 621. So 621 said, okay, well, we're clear. Let's go ahead and work on this event now. So they started working, some of the other nations, unlocked nations, assisted 621, which is the only they are literally the only nation that can take these guys on, okay, even come close, okay? They're the only nation, that entire Globe 7, that could take those guys on, okay? So Fury's nation 619 assisted them. Other nations have assisted them on to take on 555 out. So once they took 555 out, and they did the impossible. They climbed this freaking mountain. They're literally, you see the tip at the top of the mountain. You see the tip of the mountain, okay? And you say, okay, guys, we're almost there. And everybody's tired. Everybody's fatigued. Everybody's hungry. Everybody's aggravated with each other. You lost some friends on the way because they fell off the mountain and died. This is people that basically got kicked out of the clan because they weren't following orders, just so you know. This is how committed they were. And it's okay, let's climb the rest of this mountain, and we've reached the impossible, which is basically what this game's about, is finding new challenges to basically conquer. And these guys were just going to do the greatest of all time. Okay. So they, for some strange reason, all of a sudden, Bodizi starts acting kind of real funny with 621. And it comes to find out that, in a nutshell, Bodizi had been conspiring with the locked nations, and he was literally in their line group for months, telling them how he's gonna help them, telling them how he's gonna do what he can to assist them. Literally, in his line group for months. This is a chat of somebody in Bodizi's own clan. Members of his own clan were not cool with this. Because you can't be cool with this. You cannot be cool with helping a Lock Nation win it. Okay, that's just, you know why. This is an unwritten rule, you're not supposed to, but he was going to do it. He allowed, Bodizi tricked his entire clan to allow them to believe that they had a chance in hell to basically win finals when they were on their way over there as well. This is him right here, Bodizi himself from 567, telling 603 and 635 they're going to help them out. Fine, or either or will be nice to beat 621 in the finals. He's already has it in his head that he's going to knock out 621. He literally ignored 621, talking about, oh, you know, we're not going to work with anybody. You know, we're just doing our own thing. We're not even going for the finals. We're not helping nobody because we're in civil war. That was all BS. He had it planned out from jump that he was going to ruin 621. You're talking about a guy that is standing on top of Mount Everest, and he's there to basically make sure he pushes you off or literally steps on your hand so that you don't climb anymore so you could fall after weeks of climbing. And he did this. He actually made friends and went to the Lock Nations and made friends with them and literally sold out all unlocked nations, all of them, because this is the kind of guy this man is. He literally has nothing more than himself. Like literally, this is his goal. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that he's just jealous of 621. He literally made up all of this bullshit that Planky, some guy named Planky, that was, you know, a buddy of mine, not some guy, but a buddy of mine, Planky, was in 621, who used to play in 567, started some bullshit. You know, he was just making up little excuses and stuff like that. But the conspiracy behind it all was Bodizi in 567 was already conspiring with the Lock Nations to ruin 621. I can't believe how purely and truly evil that is. That is literally a nation that, you know, you guys have a relationship with. You guys had a relationship with 621. And, you know, you've helped 621 before, okay? You guys helped 621. But this time around, you decided to mess over them so bad that you messed over them that literally any help that you gave them from the past, you wanted to throw that out the window. I truly believe if you guys in 567 did not try to sell out to the Lock Nations because you guys were scared that you could not beat the Lock Nations, it was impossible. Not only did you literally kick off the nation, the only nation in Globe 7 that could have taken those guys on, but you did it from the jump. You already sold out everybody just to help out the Chinese nations win because you were jealous. You were jealous of them. And it was like a weird vendetta that you guys had for no reason at all. Bodizi trying to say, oh, Planky said something about this or that. No, dude, y'all had it in your mind, bro. Your own nation did that. So just a tip was just a fumes in the flame. But honestly, I think Tip knew. I honestly think Tip knew about the whole thing because 567 just doesn't have enough guns to take on any of these nations. They are literally a void nation. That's it. Bodizi killed off that nation. That nation's dead. That nation is dead. I faced them in void. We just lost. It was barely, but we killed one of their titans, and we enjoyed it. I enjoyed killing Qatar. I actually enjoyed it. If I could do it again, I would. And the next time, if I ever see Bodizi or any of those guys, I want to kill them too, because this is just what you have to do to these kind of sellouts. So this is what they're called. 567 is the sellout of the entire Age of Origins game. The sellouts that literally seen an unlocked nation do the impossible, and they just put their boot in their face and pushed them off Mount Everest. So, in the end, Bodizi ended up selling them BS dreams that that 567 had a chance to win, And you can clearly see right here. You can clearly see right here that they're only going for for the clan, for 621. They're literally zeroing out 621. They're literally going over there. They did a 3v1, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious because it's crazy. So look at this. Bodizi literally, you see his true colors right here. We kick 621 as needed, and we let 635 win. This was his plan. He wanted to let 635 win. We're going to deal with whoever wins round one between 567 and 635 and get uncontested win in round two, resulting in an overall win. I intend to keep our word. He already had it in his mind that he was going to do it. He was literally selling out his entire nation to the entire Age of Origins game for the nations that are literally overpowered from jump. That is an unwritten rule that you need to make sure you always go against, and he did it. These guys literally sold out and did the most. Like, literally, they sold their souls. They sold their souls. So look with 3v1, look how close it was. Look how close it was. They said that they were 5, 6, 7. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for first place. But even with the help of 2 Chinese nations, 5, 6, 7 couldn't even get second place. And 621 was literally a few thousand points ahead from winning total GC. Now, why is that a bigger deal? If you help them, the other locked nations do a 3v1, okay? You did a 3v1, and it was a blowout, and 621 didn't have a chance at all, and it was a blowout, then here we go. They should 621 should have came in fourth, and 567 should have came in first, but they didn't even come in second, and it was so close that literally you ruined it, man. So like you really sold out this poor nation for the stupidest thing, and then Bodizi, of course, they try to say, oh, well, 535, they're upset because there's something about racist comments and some BS like that. So Bodhi starts bringing up all this crap. Oh, you guys say something about tell them to have a dog meat eating festival or something like that. Just BS. But at the end of the day, there is a festival in China where there is a dog that the dogs that called a lychee or whatever. That's what it's called. So this isn't like they try to say, oh, that's racist. I'm like, it's not really racist when it's an actual fucking festival that you guys are doing. But that that's not going too much into it. So on multiple fronts and everything that I'm saying, 567 betrayed their comrades. They've helped out 621 win, and it was just insane about the amount of time that Bodizi had it in his heart that he was going to sell out that nation and every other nation in the entire game. So, with all that being said, and seeing what I saw, showing you guys the screenshots of everything that I showed you, not a single thing in my head can tell me that 567 is a nation worth trusting. That is literally the sellouts of all of Age of Z Origins. Do not help them in anything. Do not work with them. Don't ever trust them, okay? Because you remember, when you trust a snake and you pick it up and you try to save him from the river and it bites you and you guys are about to die, and he says, why did you bite me? Now we're both going to die. Because you know what I was when you picked me up, a snake. This nation is not a good nation. This nation is not an honorable nation. That nation is really, don't ever work with 567 in anything. They are officially, undoubtedly, the sellouts of all of Age of Origins and what they did and how bad they ruined 621. Because listen, after 621 loss, do you know the mental breakdown those players went through? You went through climbing the entire Mount Everest, literally losing friends on the way up there, fucking getting yourself yelled at by your leaders to stop using speeds. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of money spent on heals, speeds, losing merits that you could have got, because merits is the hardest thing to get in this game. But yeah, did some of them speed here and there? Yeah, they did sometimes. You'll probably catch some people speeding, but the majority was saving everything. So in the end, I'm going to go ahead and say that To me, 621 are the champions of GC for what they did. They are probably the most patriotic nation I have ever seen. I shoot the shit with them all the time. They're we have a lot more in common than we thought. But they are the most patriotic nation I've ever seen in my entire life. I salute them. I honor them. I really hope this doesn't ruin their nation, because all of their players are you destroyed their morale. You didn't just destroy their hopes. 567. You didn't just 567. This message is for you. You didn't just destroy 621's chances of winning. You did that shit out of spite for no reason at all and trying to make it a big deal. But Bodizi already had in his mind he was going to help out the Chinese nations to be petty like that, because he's jealous. He is truly jealous of 621. And for that, you can never trust this nation. I will never, ever in my entire life, ever assist 567 in absolutely anything, because they are truly sellouts. And that is the name of the game, guys. I hope that 621 recovers mentally. I hear that some players are thinking about quitting because, you just ruined it for them, man. Players are thinking about leaving because their just morale is destroyed. They were so close to the top. And as they saw the tip of Mount Everest, you put your boot in their face and pushed them off the entire mountain after so much sacrifice. And that is by far the most evilest, most unpatriotic, most horrible thing you could ever do to another human being. You cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars just for your own personal gain, and y'all laughed about it. It is worse. You guys laughed about it after and then said, oh, well, you know what? GC's over. They shouldn't still be mad. They're still mad a week later. Yes. To be honest, yes. Because if you did that to me, it's personal. And I think it's personal for 621. They're going to basically do whatever they can to always crush 567. I encourage every other nation to do the same thing. Do not help that nation and watch your back with that nation. This is Raziel Daziel signing off. Subscribe to my channel, like my stuff, and share this video to raise awareness, because there needs to be some kind of justice for 621. I don't know how, but all you can do is just salute them, because it is like literally that scene of the Iron Giant in that movie, The Iron Giant, when the giant literally was sacrificing himself for that nuke that was coming down to kill everybody. Like he put his own body in front of that nuke and blew up, literally to try to do it all for their globe, to try to do it all for their world, and for all worlds around, because there's nobody that could beat that nation in Globe 7. There's nobody, not even 567, because that nation is dead. Bodizi killed that nation. That nation is only top heavy, and once some of the top players leave, it's dead. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Walk Tall 621. You guys made me proud. I'm not even gonna lie. We've had our differences. But it's always been love. At the end of the day, we joked around. The porno was hilarious. I really thank you guys for watching this, and have a great day.